Welcome back.
Roll with you right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Tracy, so you guys just promoted Teron Jackson from the practice squad. What has he shown you that he can bring to special teams at this point?
He has some experience from his play at the Eagles on special teams. He's an outside linebacker who plays physical, plays with some speed, and has some NFL experience. So we're looking to see how he can impact the group.
Special teams coordinators, they say, typically look for traits in what guys do on offense and defense and how they can use them on special teams. Is there a guy that you've kind of evaluated that like really transitioned to that phase off of what you kind of saw? Maybe didn't have a ton of tape, but you saw something in their game that it just kind of worked out on special teams?
A guy that's better on special teams than he is on offense. What are you asking about?
Like somebody who, you know, from a trait standpoint on offense or defense, you were able to transition that to special teams kind of effectively.
Felipe Franks would be one like that. Great size and speed combination kind of thing. So he's been able, in his transition from quarterback, ultimately, some of his skills have fit better on special teams first as he was learning to play tight end kind of stuff. I guess that'd be the closest fit to that question.
What are you saying? His quarterback skills or his tight end skills translated?
Well, his athletic skills. So the things that were taking him from being just a quarterback to maybe he can do something else, that stuff showed up first on special teams while he was learning the intricacies of all the positions.
From week 1 to week 2, what sort of incremental progression were you looking for, and then ultimately what did you see on film?
That's usually where you jump the most, week 1 to week 2, as the guys get better at their fundamental skills, get better at working together, knowing the guy next to you and protecting together on the punt team or covering together. I know this guy always goes left, so I might have to go a little bit right, that kind of thing. So I thought the guys were kind of growing in the fact that they know what to expect from each other so they can play together as a group. I thought we did better 1 to 2 in that way.
In your experience, have you seen any marker, any reason why that week 1 to week 2 jump is more significant?
Yes, because that's your first real game against a team that is game planning to beat whatever you're doing. So that one is like, here's the video, here's the stuff that instead of the preseason, like, wow, we think this is going to work, maybe this, maybe not this. Now it's like, yes, no, yes, no. So here's where we can get better.
For the kickoffs, how much are you scouring what every single team is doing and what tweaks you learned, or who you learned is really doing it well right now? Because it's still like we're still in a figure it out stage.
Throughout the course of all time, I'm going to watch every play from every team. There's just enough time that I can do that. It's approximately 420 special teams plays a week in the NFL. So there's no reason, I think, not to see them all anyway. This year there is some curiosity on just what's this guy trying that he didn't try the week before, so it's more that thing, evaluating other teams, what they thought of what they did and if they changed it or if they stayed with the same thing kind of thing. So you're sort of seeing what they're practicing as well.
Are you seeing a lot of change from week 1 to now in other teams? Or
some teams, yes, and then other teams are just kind of smoothing through. They have it, what they feel like is figured out. So teams are starting to grow with their identity on both kickoff and kickoff return.
Are you noticing a trend in strategy going from like dome stadiums to outdoor stadiums just because of potentially the weather or the wind?
No more than anything else, just like a punt. You know what the conditions are going to be going into a game like this in Las Vegas, so you don't have to guess. You can kind of plan for that. It also doesn't give you as many answers. When the weather at our place last week, you knew based on which way we were going what was going to happen on certain situations where you won't. In this one, they kind of have the whole menu to choose from.
Two straight weeks, we've seen JJ kind of try to educate the refs or at least have a conversation with the refs. Is it nice to have like a guy on the field that kind of knows all the rules the way he does?
He's always a great asset to have. He's been in the NFL for longer than most of the referees, kind of stuff. So he can sometimes they'll go to him for advice. But he's into football. You met him. He likes all the stuff. He wants to talk about it. He wants to help wherever he can. And he's always pulling for the Panthers. So right there, when he's seen something before, none of these situations are new to JJ. So he gets to address those live when he can.
He's also a pretty naturally curious guy, as you know. How does that help you as a coach?
He's always, hey, what about this? And then I have the same thing. I was like, hey, JJ, what about this? So we can go back and forth on things, on almost anything, because they're involved. The punter, kicker, snapper here are involved in kickoff return, and all the stuff. They're just kind of interested. They're into football, so it's always been fun to talk to them every day about what they see, what I see, and try to get to the right answers.
Tracy, did you get clarification on what the kick catch interference call was? And is there like an implied halo there?
I did get clarification. Thank you. Yeah, you can't interfere with the ability to catch the ball. And it was deemed that we did.